debut with 15 points, but it was Savannah Davison who stole the show. Davison leading PLDT with 22 markers on 15 attacks and a staggering seven kill blocks. Capital One's night got even more difficult when libero Roma May Doromal was stretchered off the court in the third set. Doromal suffered stomach cramps after a diving save attempt. The score had been 14-10 in favor of the high-speed hitters at that time. Here are Davison and PLDT head coach Ralph Ricafort talking about their first win.
Yun nga, okay sa amin na lagi nakakatulog pa namin. Marami pa kami kailangan ayusin. Yun nga, kinuha si Anastasia for a major support role. Kumbaga, nag-aalay sa team namin na yung mga kulang namin siya yung nagpupunta. So hopefully, naka-effect states makaka-jet kami.
It's kind of weird because I've been playing with athletes like her but back home. So it's not so much weird, but it's weird having a team full of local Filipinos and having one import. And seeing, how we can defend that as a team and how we can use that to our advantage. So I think it's more so just having just strategy-wise and adjustments. Coach has been really good with, keeping our mind on the task and telling us kind of what to do and where to be. So kudos to you. Aside from that, it's nice to have Anastasia, obviously, as a support. Hopefully that we can win more.
Meantime, the Signal Super Spikers and the Choco Mucho Flying Titans are currently going head-to-head in tonight's second PVL game. The Super Spikers secure the first set at 25-23 behind a frantic 7-1 run. But the Flying Titans came firing right back, even without import Marley Smith, to take the second set 25-19. With momentum on their side, the Flying Titans also dominated the Super Spikers in the third frame 25-16. It is now the fourth set of the match. Both teams are seeking an opening win. Chocomucho's victory over Capital One last Tuesday does not count since the PVL ordered a do-over now that imports are cleared to play.
Meanwhile, the PVL Reinforced Conference will continue tomorrow with a triple header at a Big Dome, the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Let's take a look at the schedule. Action will begin at 1:30 in the afternoon between, as you can see, the Cherry Tigo Crossovers and the Akari Chargers. Then at 4 p.m., it will be the Zeus Coffee Thunderbells looking to go 2-0 when they face the Galleries Tower High Risers. And lastly, at 6:30 in the evening, it will be a heavyweight clash between the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels. Whew, that will be a good one. You can catch all the games live on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, and of course, on the Pilipinas Live app.
In esports, the Philippine Kings League fall season comes to a close with new rulers claiming the crown. Mobile journalist Amy Atienza tells us more about the thrilling conclusion.
New Kings have been named and the agents have it. Blacklist International are your new champions for the Philippine Kings League fall season. Fan favorites Blacklist International completed their redemption against the defending Honor of Kings champions Boom Esports in a best-of-7 series. It was a back-and-forth affair between the two teams until Boom Esports gained a 3-2 advantage, moving just a win away from defending their title. But in Game 6, the agents shut down Boom's jungler Carl to keep their hopes alive. For Blacklist's Justin Just Chitan, it was their never-give-up mantra and their experiences that pushed the rivalry to the ultimate do-or-die Game 7.
Ayun po, di po kami sumusuko nun na kahit sobrang may lead po sila, like di kami nag-give up talaga, and then, ayun, tinatry po talaga namin humanap ng paraan kung paano po makaka-comeback sa game.
Ang pinakamagaling sa lahat! Tumayan nyo ang pagdating ng isang kalaban!
Blacklist ended the final game in just around 9 minutes, clinching their first Philippine Kings League title.
Ayun, sobrang saya kasi umabot po kami ng finals, first of all. And then, ayun, like, mas excited po kasi kami na sila na yung makalaban kasi yun nga, gusto po namin bumawi sa kanila. So ayun, nag-pay off po. Kaya sobrang happy po namin yun.
Blacklist Flash laner Chami 1 Nazarea was also awarded as the final's most valuable player. For him, the championship felt special, especially as they broke the code to get their revenge over Boom Esports. And he attributes his finals MVP award to his teammates.
Sa akin, parang ano lang siya eh. Like, okay, pero parang tinulungan din kasi ako ng team ko na makuha itong finals MVP. And siguro nag-pay off din yung mga hard work ko na paglalaro until midnight, mga ganun. So, parang nakakaano lang siya. Like, mas namotivate ako na galingan ko pa dahil sa nakuha ko.
The league also recognized the 4 Philippine teams who will advance to the Honor of Kings International Championship this year. These include finalists Blacklist International and Boom Esports, ACT Esports Club, and Elevate. Kapatid Amy Atienza, we are One News.
We've got UAAP basketball updates coming your way after the break as we recap another action-packed weekend in both the men's and women's divisions. Play-by-play will be right back. Stay tuned. And we are back. Thanks for joining us here on Play by Play. The Phoenix Fuel Masters looking to sustain their momentum after stunning the San Miguel Beermen in the PBA Philippine Cup. Phoenix beat the defending champs 109-103, giving Willie Wilson his first victory as head coach of the Fuel Masters. It also ends Phoenix's 10-game skid to San Miguel. Richie Rivero led the Fuel Masters with 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Phoenix is now 1-1 this conference. The team will next face the NLEX Road Warriors on October 22. Here's Coach Wilson talking about his team moving forward in the All-Filipino tourney.
It's just, knowing that we have the ability to beat a champion team like SMB. You kind of get into that rut of man, what bad thing is going to happen next. So really for the players to actually know that this team is capable, that's big.
I think the adjustment doesn't stop. Tuloy-tuloy yung adjustment, and ang pinakita namin kanina is just a small portion of yung gusto namin ilabas sa court. And the team is relatively new. We have 7 new guys. So these guys are still learning how to get the best out of each other, and I'm still learning how to get the best out of them, and I'm still trying to find the best in me as well.
The Terra Firma Jeep also looking to continue their progress after scoring their own upset over the NLEX Road Warriors. Terra Firma leaned on rookie JB Bravo to bag the victory 97-91. Bravo had 18 points and 8 rebounds. The Jeep flexed both firepower and poise. They went up by as many as 16. Then came the clutch. It came a clutch in the end to prevent a Road Warriors comeback. This as the Jeep's 11-game skid dating back to the previous Philippine Cup. It likewise gives Ronald Tubid his first win as head coach of the team. Tubid says the breakthrough victory brought out a lot of positivity within the team. The Jeep are now 1-1 and will also see action again on October 22 against the Converge Fiber Xers.
They know na kaya nila. So, credit to the coaches kasi inano talaga namin yung ng mga bata eh. Sabi namin mga coaches, once malaman ng mga bata na kaya nilang manalo, yun, sinaga namin talaga. So, as coaches, pinilit namin yung mga bata na although we're undersized, as long as we compete, may chance tayo manalo. Well, siguro balik kami sa video kasi hindi naman naglala yung video eh. So, correct namin lahat. Then we all know this team is very young team as coaches also. So, kailangan maging yung team na to kasi fast track eh. Preparation namin for like almost a month lang. So, tinatyaga namin as kung saan kami strong, doon lang kami. Tsaka pinapaalala namin sa mga bata na as long as we compete, may chance manalo talaga.
Moving on to the UAAP, it was a weekend full of thrillers in men's basketball, which featured the first triple overtime game in the Final Four era. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho recaps the results in this report.
0-0 start for the Blue Eagles. Nice pass. Quadrigal to Akoe.
After 2 decades, UAAP men's basketball returned to the Blue Eagle gym in Ateneo. But it was the UST Growling Tigers who came away with the victory over the home team. The win did not come easy, as the game needed 3 grueling overtime periods before the Tigers came out on top 98-89. The Blue Eagles' legs started to fail them in the final extension and were outscored by the visiting squad 13-4. This is the first triple OT game in the Final Four era in UAAP men's basketball. And like usual for UST, the trio of Nick Caballero, Colin Sakoe, and Fortsky Padrigao did most of the damage, combining for 62 points. Akoe also put up 19 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks, playing 51 out of 55 possible minutes in this game. Jello Crisostomo was a magic bunot for the Tigers, tallying 18 points and a whopping 17 rebounds.
It was all hard from both teams. I have to give credit also to the players of Ateneo. Both teams, you have players going down already because of fatigue and cramps, but we fought all the way. No one wanted to give up, so it just boiled down really last quarter, the team that would be making shots. It's a character win for us. There's a saying, no great sailor will sail smooth seas. So the team will have to go through this to experience this journey, and hopefully this makes us a better team and a stronger team with the experience that we had tonight.
The Tigers improved 4-1 in the standings, while the Blue Eagles suffer back-to-back losses after a 4-0 start.
Francisco lines up a 3 and gets it.
Meantime, the NU Bulldogs extend their hot start to the season by surviving their own close fight against the De La Salle Grain Archers, with the Bulldogs up 77-75 in the last 12 seconds. Reinhard Mamoy came up with a clutch steal and drew a foul on Archers star Mike Phillips. Motor Mike fouled out, and the Bulldogs eventually got the win, 82-78. Jake Figueroa was the star for NU again, with 18 points and 8 rebounds. The Bulldogs reclaim solo first with a 5-1 win-loss record. The Archers sink to 2 and 3.
Back to a 3-point lead for UP.
As for the UP Fighting Maroons, they escaped their own close call against the FEU Tamaraws. With the Maroons up by just one with just under 2 minutes left in the game, Gani Stevens scored on a putback off his own miss to make it a 69-66 game in favor of the defending champs. That would eventually be the final score, as the Maroons defense did its job again in the clutch. Stevens had 14 markers and 9 boards. Harold Alarcon had a team-high 15 markers, along with 6 rebounds and 3 steals. This is the Fighting Maroons' 4th win in a row, slowly burying that dismal 0-2 start to the season. The Tams fall to 1 and 4.
Ronzoni to a cutting, Oja Ricre, OJ!
And lastly, the Adamson Soaring Falcons snapped their 3-game skid after beating the UE Red Warriors 77-62. The Falcons already had a 20-point lead at halftime, but they found themselves trailing by at the end of the 3rd quarter after the Warriors went on a 33-12 run. The Falcons countered with their own 20-4 explosion in the 4th to settle the score. Ray Allen Torres had 16 points as the Falcons climbed to 2 and 4 in the standings. The Warriors are still seeking their first win after 5 games.
A couple of big-name UAAP players now dealing with injuries that may just impact how their teams will fare moving forward. LaSalle sharpshooter Mason Amos has been ruled out for the rest of the elimination round. Amos suffered a grade 2 medial collateral ligament or MCL tear in his right knee. Experts say recovery time could take up to 2 months. This means Amos could return after the Final Four at the earliest if the Green Archers make it that far. The injury happened with just over 7 minutes to go in LaSalle's game against NU after Jelo Santiago inadvertently landed on Amos's right knee. As for Ateneo guard Jared Bahay, he was forced to sit out that 3rd overtime against USC last Saturday because of a shoulder issue. He says he chose to stay on the bench to prioritize his long-term health. Bahay had carried the Blue Eagles during the first 2 extra periods, scoring 14 of his 17 markers during the extension, including 8 in the second OT alone. Bahay later had to wear an arm sling as he spoke to the media after the game.
Sumasansya, and I didn't force it. I was looking at the big picture, and I mean, yeah, the big picture is like to finish the season healthy, and I don't want to force myself and injury lang sa 3rd overtime for nothing. Yeah. Actually, gusto ko parang pumasok, sabi ko mas masakit pa pag matalo kami, pero yun nga, sabi ko, inisip ko lang yung big picture talaga to be able to get that the ultimate goal, the champion. It's nothing major naman kasi yun know, sabi ko na I protected myself na lang, hindi ko na lang finors na the 3rd overtime. And yun na nga, dahil dun, sigurado akong it will heal.
We've got UAAP women's basketball for you after this really quick break. Find out how teams fared over the weekend when play-by-play returns only here on One News. play-by-play only here on One News. Welcome back. No, my bad. Check.
No problem. A battle between two undefeated teams headlined another full weekend in UAAP women's basketball. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesante returns to give us a rundown of the results.
The UST Growling Tigresses are now the only undefeated team left in the UAAP Season 88 Women's Basketball Tournament. That's after they dealt the Ateneo Blue Eagles, their first defeat of the season, 75-66. Kent Pastrana went to work in the third quarter, scoring 9 of her 28 points to help the Tigresses retake the lead after trailing at halftime. The Gilas women guard also had 11 rebounds and 4 steals for an all-around effort. Two-time MVP Casey De La Rosa was limited to just 6 points in this game, her worst performance in 5 games for the Blue Eagles. The Tigresses are now at 4-0 for this season. The Blue Eagles dropped to 4-1. Meanwhile, the defending champions, the NU Lady Bulldogs, buck a slow start once again to take their third win in a row. This time, they pulled away in the second quarter to beat the De La Salle Lady Archers 86-68. The Lady Bulldogs defense held the Lady Archers to just 8 points in the second period. Tien Cayabyab led the way again for the Lady Bulldogs with 18 points and 7 rebounds. The Lady Bulldogs improved to 4-1, while the Lady Archers remain winless in 4 matchups. As for the FEU Lady Tamaraws, they blew out the UP Fighting Maroons. The Lady Tams were already up 18 by halftime and gave the Fighting Maroons no chance to come back for the 94-66 victory. Shamaya Abatayo caught fire from the outside. She finished with 25 points on the back of 6 three-pointers. Amia Espanyol added 19 markers, 9 rebounds, and 2 steals. The Lady Tams now carry an even 2-2 win-loss slate, while the Fighting Maroons lose their third game in a row to drop to 2-3. And finally, the Adamson Lady Falcons keep the UE Lady Warriors winless for this season. The Lady Falcons held off a late rally by the Lady Warriors for a 54-43 victory. Cheska Apag once again led the Lady Falcons with 13 points, despite dealing with foul trouble all game. The Lady Falcons now have 2 wins against 3 losses this season.
Happy Monday. We've got basketball highlights from the UAAP and the NBA in tonight's highlight reel. Let's start right away in the UAAP USC Ateneo game. Here's Padrigal. Under a minute to play. Nice look. And then the kick out. The 3. No go. They're down 3. Padrigal against his former team. Bang! 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 Tying it at 66. Oh, big 3 from Fortsky. Just wow, maniac loose out there in the clutch. That was one of 3 three-pointers from Fortsky in this game, finishing with 20 points, 4 rebounds in his Blue Eagle Gym homecoming. And that shot set off 3 grueling overtime periods. Big-time shot from Fortsky. Welcome back to Ateneo. And the Growling Tigers eventually came away with the win, 98-89 after 3 OTs. USC now 4-1 this season. Ateneo 4-2 after its second straight loss. From the UAP, let's go overseas to the NBA. A taste of what's to come in the upcoming season, posting 13 points, 6 assists for Golden State. The Warriors, though, fall to the Lakers here 126-116. And finally, the Wizards against...
It's the first tournament outside of China in the Asian swing of the season. The round of 32 already began today. Ayala will face a qualifier this stage, but her opponent has yet to be named. Ayala is coming off a busy stretch from late September to the first week of October. She had a semifinal run at the Jingshan Open, a quarterfinal showing in Suzhou, and a qualifying appearance at the Wuhan Open.
Good luck, Alex. Of course, we're always rooting for Alex Ayala, making us really proud in the international stage. That is all from us. tonight to start the work week, mga kapatid. Catch us again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton-Calao. Thank you for watching, mga kapatid. Good night.